G'day fishers! This afternoon we're heading up to Caloundra to fish for bream in the northern end of the Pumicestone Passage. We were fishing from about 2 p.m. and fishing on into the night to 11, 12ish. So it's going to be interesting. I haven't fished there too many times, so it's only been once. So it'll be good to get back there and try again. This time of year the bream spawn in this area, so there'll be increased numbers. So that'll be our target. The bream will be, well, there's many styles to fish for bream. We're going to try the old sticky bait. So prawn, we'll do some worms, some squid that we've had from around the area, and some yabbies. Try and pump some yabbies if we can. These are the rods I'll be using. Just going to be having two. Standard bream setup on a 6.5 foot white light rod, and the bait runner, Shimano bait runner. Love that one. Love it screaming. And try this hook. It's a circle hook. Supposed to get stuck in the side of the mouth and not swallowed. We'll see if that works. Makes getting the bream off easier. The other rod is my whiting rod. That a little 5-inch I think it is. Yeah, 5-inch Alvey 500B on a 10.5 foot beach rod. You're going to use that to start fishing for whiting at the beginning. Hopefully some whiting hanging around. After sunsets, I'll probably switch over to a more of a bream setup. So basically, the bream setup is just a short leader, 500 mils, to a swivel and a sinker to suit the conditions. This other one, well, this is the bream hook at the moment. I like to use one of these for bream. I think it's about a size 2 or a 1/0 long shank. Same setup, just a nice trace to a swivel, and I'll put a sinker on to suit the currents at the time. Here's our location, Golden Beach. So going to be launching from this area here, the Motor Powerboat Club, heading up, fishing around here. I've only fished here once before, so I don't really know the area too well. I do remember that the sand flats and there's a lot of low areas, and especially at low tide it's quite difficult to get around. At one stage I had to almost get out to try and cross this area, so it could be difficult. So what I'm going to do first, when I get there, I'm going to get there a bit earlier, and I'm going to come up and do some sounding, check out the area, see if I can locate some fish, make some marks, find some good holes for later on. So obviously when it gets dark later on, it'll be harder to see these sort of things that get around. So if I do it early, I can make the spots, make some marks, and start fishing there. Having a look at Navionics, you can see some holes around here and here and around here. So some good places to start. This looks all nice out here. There's got to be some action around this area, or around this area. And you would think there'd be fish along these flats somewhere. Let's check out some weather. Alright, it is going to be some showers in the afternoon, eh? Of course there'd be showers. Wind wise, we are 10 knots, around about 10 knots. It's not too bad, especially in that protected area of that little estuary and the passage. So wind wise, it shouldn't be a problem for us. A moon phase, so we've got almost a new moon, so tides could be quite large. So here's the tides. We are going to fish from about 2ish, so lowish. We're at 2:30 low and up till midnight, so we'll come across a high at 8 o'clock, and so we'll get a low and a high and a bit of run out again. Well, here we are up in the passage, Caloundra, Golden Beach. It's a little bit breezy, but it's okay in this little area. We've just been scoping out some spots, making some marks to come back to later. The yabbies over there, so we might go and pump some. That'll give it an advantage later on, and yeah, we'll continue later. Try and come back here and fish this tree, or all these trees. I reckon there'll be some fish sitting around it later, using it as protection. Plenty of holes for, looks like stingrays have been looking for things. We've got soldier crabs here. Plenty of soldier crabs running around. A lot of stingray holes over here.
Seems to be where the yabbies are.
Oh, yeah, some yabby holes. Some yabbies. That's a good start.
Like the best.
Good to see some yabbies. Good signs, lots of holes here. Lots of ripples, stingrays. Right, we've got a good collection of yabbies, but it's about to pour on us. It's about to rain, so I'm going to turn this off and rug up. Okay. First spot, 2 o'clock. Hopefully. I'm not expecting too much early on. Sort of place does better when the sun goes down. Less traffic, which is not too bad today. This the fear of the rain and a bit of wind has kept most people away. But it's not too bad at the moment, but looking over there, I don't know if you can see the rainbow, but that's looking black and coming our way. So we may have a bit more rain again. Alright, we've opened the accounts. The Dave's at, what are you at, 2 now?
Yeah.
2 bream. I just pulled in a tar wine. So, a bit of action early on. Wasn't expecting it. That's alright, we must have picked a good spot, Dave. You can see the action that'll happen here later as well. The tide comes back over this sandbank. We're almost at low tide, I think. Got to be close. Dave's got his 2 long bent tips. He reckons that makes it go better. We'll see you at the end of the night though. He's not far in front at the moment, only 1 fish.
Waiting for you to catch up.
He started half an hour before me.
There's yabbies on.
Oh, he's changing bait.
Try something different.
Nice pumped, freshly pumped yabby. Trying a worm and a prawn at the moment. The prawn's started off well, but that's while it was running. He's hanging over this tide change now. Wait for the tide to change and the action will pick up again. especially when the sun gets lower too. Yep. Dave's on something a little silver, something silverish.
Maybe Bream.
It's a bream. Yeah. It's going to be just pushing that 25.
It's Taiwan.
The tar one.
Mm.
Too small. Yeah. It's been a bit quiet at the moment. So it's changing the tide as expected. Nothing really to happen right now, so we've cracked the beer instead. Sit back. Conditions aren't too bad. A little bit of breeze, but the rain sort of skipped past us a couple of times. It's still warmish with the sun up. Can't complain. We've got a couple in the bag already. Right, I'll move spots. We've come down to another little sand section. Tide's starting to come in now, stronger than before. So time to set up for a backwards casting area. Right, must be just a little one, this one. They come past you, see if we can get to this fella. Very small. No, it's woken up now. Oh, and the bait runner. Oh, it's a whiting. Welcome, whiting. Oh, I've got double rods going. Oh, I won't be changing that hook. I was just about to change that hook over. That's a keeper, and that's a keeper. Look at that fella. You see the one on the ground though?
Whiting.
Oh, no. That's a good whiting as well.
You know what that deserves? Chuck in your bag in? Or?
No. Gotta get this fella out first. Remember I double hook up? That one's really swallowed. That was my circle hook, which is supposed to go on the side of the mouth. It's got nowhere near the side of the mouth. Alright, so unfortunately when the sun went down, the rain set in. Well, as the sun was setting, it started drizzling, so I didn't do any recording after that time. It was too annoying, too much water coming down, and the wind was blowing sideways, so didn't get into recording. I did some sounding of course, but I didn't record the sounding, so I've come here to show you. A lot of the system here has got a very sawtooth bottom, especially around the corners, very jagged. So good signs. I noticed over here, for example, there was a good hole behind this sandbank, so as the water was coming back in, we could have gone back here and fished. Didn't end up doing it, but that was a good sign there for all good marks. Also along this edge here, lots of sawtooth action with lots of blops in there, fish signs. So right up against this area there too, there is a lot of sticks. So good signs of fish around that area. Didn't go back to it to fish it, but good to have spots to fish if you need to. What else did we see? Plenty of big holes over here. This area here too, not that it's showing here, but it was very shallow here before coming into this deep area again, and that sandbar was there, and there was a channel out here. It was a nice showing of melon holes around this area where it got shallower, and just before that there was some good fish signs, so that would have been another good spot to fish had we have gone back there. But we didn't end up fishing those spots, so plenty of marks for next time. But that just shows you that what you should do, if you especially haven't fished before, is to sound up a spot, sound up a few marks, and come back to them later if you can, if things aren't happening. Final catch from last night. I think fair few bream. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9 tar wine, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25 bream, and 3 whiting. So it's a good time to go and fish up there at Golden Beach, Caloundra. Winter times when the bream are there, so good time to target those fish. A couple of whiting, wasn't expecting them, but always handy. And yeah, and the tar wine, wasn't expecting them either, but I guess if there's bream around, there's tar wine around, especially in those estuary areas. Right, let's get to the long cleaning process, the fun part.